breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page life is about to appear. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, and if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't.
All right, what's up, everybody? Oh man, had to make sure we were streaming. Bought some new stuff for the laptop here, or desktop, and we're good. All right. Background noise, yeah, I know it's a little messed up there, so we'll kill the music. The music part of the beginning didn't work out that great, but anyway, all right. Let me get my chats up. Let's see what everybody's doing. Let everybody a few minutes to get chimed in as we go over all the latest from today. A little bit of, not a lot of changes. Let me get here. We got, there's my cousin Paula. What's up, Paula? My cousin. She's my cousin, too. All right, here we go. I can see everybody now. What's up? All right, so good evening. It's Friday night, and I posted earlier today. It was Thursday. I put Thursday morning quickie. It was Friday morning. You lose track of days when watching these storms. It's only Friday. TGIF. So we got Scott. What's up, Scott? There's Shelly. There's Maureen. What's up? Steve from Hobe Sound, Massachusetts. You're Conehead all the way up there? Well, this is not your storm. For sure. ECE was your storm. Hey, Coneheads. What's up, Patricia? We got ground zero. Yes, Louisiana just declared a state of emergency. Louisiana, right smack dab in between two cones. There's Richard. What's up, Richard? Sebastian, Tracy, big bedroom TV. Now that's scary, Kelly. I guess I should have combed my hair. I do have a hurricane shirt on, by the way. This is from the Sandbar. It's not a T-shirt. It's an actual weather shirt. So. All right, so we're looking at the satellite here before we get everybody logged in, and I'll get into all that. Let's go ahead and leave this up. Funny story. Of course, ABC, Fine Wine and Spirits, sponsor of Mike's Facebook Live, now broadcast on YouTube and Periscope. So big thanks to ABC. But everybody knows I like these seltzers, right? So got a knock on the door today. There wasn't one. There wasn't two, there wasn't three, but there was 4 12-packs from a fan, Jacqueline Soroka. Hope I said your name right. She's on the other coast, I believe, but she's hooked me up. One of them quiet fans that you don't see on the chat a lot, but she surprised me. So thanks to ABC for selling them, and thanks for Jacqueline for mailing me 4 of them. So, but it's cool. So, all right, so Florida storm. Let's see what's cooking. Let's go back to this right now, and we'll try to see everybody. So here's the overall weather pattern. We got that big dip in the jet stream. I guess I'll draw on the map here, show everybody where everything's at. Then we'll get more into the modeling. But so that's Laura. Starting to look a little better. The center has been relocated a little bit farther to the south today. That was not really a huge story. It did adjust the tracks a little bit more to the west, and it did adjust them maybe to go over land a little bit more. Some of the models are still not showing a lot of land interaction. Still expected to be a hurricane for the upper Gulf Coast, so that's something we got to watch. And the Keys. Listen, this thing is definitely cutting it close to the Keys no matter what. And of course, extreme parts of South Florida are going to be getting some sort of effects on this. But the northwest motion looks like it's going to continue. And then, of course, here is TD14. This is a little tricky guy. It was supposed to hit Yucatan more. It's kind of cutting a little bit more on the eastern side and then a little bit more turn to the west. But it's expected to encounter a lot of shear up ahead. That is everything in a nutshell. So we're going to talk about these two little guys, show you all the models, all the maps. It's going to be a rainy, wet weekend for a lot of folks, or leading up. Not weekend, midweek. This thing is, well, Monday, South Florida can definitely start to see squall lines from this, and I'll show you some future maps and stuff. So anyway, a lot of questions. I'll try to get to them all. Keys, Tina, yeah, we got a couple models. That HMON and H-Wharf are still cutting it awfully close to the Keys that we got to worry about. So remember, east side, yep, dirty side. So, all right. Well, we're gonna do one more shout out here, then we get rolling. I promise. As soon as we get into tropics, we haul booty, man. I'm gonna go over all the latest models and what all the possibilities are. We'll start out with the official stuff, but want to do a shout out. One of our supporters, Liquid Glass Guard. Perfect time to talk about them. Lots of rain coming, so check them out. I got their link on the website. They offer a discount. All you got to do is type up Donkey, 15% off. So cool stuff. I use it on my golf cart, actually. It's wipe it on and boom, you got like no windshield wiper. Well, there's no windshield wiper on the golf cart, so it's perfect. I'm the only drunk donkey with a golf cart that doesn't need a windshield wiper because I got Liquid Glass Guard. So try to do a little more shout outs to all the guys that support me a little bit here and there. So, all right. So drink your Bud Light Seltzer that you bought at ABC, and here we go. Let's talk about it. So here's the latest wordage. Let's show the latest maps. All right, so here is Tropical Depression 14. Expected to briefly be a hurricane, and then a strong vertical shear lies ahead with a landfall possibly Tuesday. So we're still getting those HMON, H-Wharf models showing a stronger system to the north. Going to show you those. Show you all the models. NHC is sticking to a strong tropical storm. A little bit less land interaction splitting this gap, but fairly confident with the spaghetti models. There are, this is Levi's site, Tropical Tidbits. There are a couple main players showing Louisiana here. So the GFS, for some odd reason, went extreme west. So that's why the NHC basically said they adjusted their track because of the GFS. But the official track is the black line right here. Look, and even though that's the official track, you know, we're still seeing a cluster to the east. So expect these little windshield wiper effects. Especially with the HMON and H-Wharf, I'm going to show you they just ran and they're still pulling a little bit more into Louisiana. Louisiana, I assumed, is issued a state of emergency. So doesn't mean, you know, emergency is a bad word, but, you know, that way they can get aid and do certain things they have to do once they establish that. So that's that one. Let's kind of go briefly over everything at once. Okay, let's go to the wordage, and then I'm going to go. Okay, one more graphic I want to show you. The earliest that you can start feeling tropical storm force winds is Monday 8 a.m. So even though we're talking about a landfall Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, we can start to see winds Monday morning affect the upper Gulf, Texas. So that's the earliest you might start to see squall lines. Now that's not the core of the system. That's just squall lines coming in off of the Gulf. Right? All right, so I know everybody's waiting on Laura. I know. We got two storms, though. Got to talk about it. All right. I promise. We'll get to Laura. Promise. All right, so let's get into the discussion real quick on what the NHC says, because it's interesting. They use some funny words today at 5 o'clock. It's a bit of a mystery why the depression has struggled when it has seemingly low shear and warm waters. So they're scratching their head. They talk about the GFS and Euro going a little bit more to the west. That's why they adjusted their track. So I always put these keynotes in here. But it's still expected to hit Hurricane 75 before it starts the weekend before landfall. So not a huge spread. It just basically says still too soon to know exactly. So I think their confidence is a little higher right now with Tropical Depression 14, and I'm going to show you the models on that. But so let's go to the core here and talk about Laura. Laura, here's the latest on Laura, and keeping that. See, they just updated their new position, so that's going to change things a little bit. Not sure what. So the 8 o'clock position just came out, and you can see the adjusted. I always like looking this. So 8 o'clock, they just put the new fix. They don't do a new track until 11 o'clock. So this is just based on. This is just a new center fix the hurricane hunters found. Obviously, it was probably supposed to be here. They just connected dots. This is the next advisory at 2 a.m. that they predicted. So center is a little farther south on the latest Hurricane Hunter mission. So we'll get a new advisory at 11. We'll see if it adjusts the track. Everything is so up in the air right now with how much land interaction we're going to see with this sucker. So that's, that's happening now. Let's see. So the latest track, as far as who gets what, officially it's supposed to make landfall as a hurricane sometime Wednesday. That's why Louisiana, I'm sure Mississippi's next. I'm sure Alabama, even the Panhandle. We're going to get this turn. We always talk about this turn. High pressure is building in a little bit more than was in the modeling. This high pressure is really strong and blocking that turn until a little bit later. So you see, we see these model trends. We see these flip-flops. Basically what we've been seeing with this storm is a slow, weak system tracking west. Models shift with it, and we've seen a slow, not a huge shift, but enough now that it's over land. So, but we got a lot of friends that down in the Puerto Rico area, the islands. So they're definitely in a tropical storm warning tonight, going into tomorrow. So they're starting to see things go downhill. We'll look at some satellite imagery on that. So yes, Joanne, the high pressure is definitely protecting Florida right now. So the Keys. Remember, the Keys are part of Florida. They stick way out there, and some of the models take it awfully close there. And depending on this land interaction, that's a huge key. But the latest HWRF and HMON are shooting it a little bit farther to the north that I'm going to have to show you. So there's, don't let your guard down in the Keys quite yet, because we do have that general trend here. Getting awfully close, and you'll be on the east side, the dirty side. So, we got areas that are prone to surge and flooding. Because the storm will be passing to your west, you're going to get that little bit stronger side with the flow of the water coming in counterclockwise. So it's all going to depend on this land interaction. Every update the NHC gives is what it does here will affect how strong it's going to be here. So this is definitely the target zone. Shifted, obviously, every little update went to the west. Now, ironically, with this cone here, official goes right into Louisiana. But we see a spread on both sides. So, in the UK, still going way farther south. But that's the spaghetti models. If you're worried about the west coast of Florida, the farther this thing juts out northwest, the less and less effects are. Obviously, in the south, they already issued certain type of wind warnings. Watch, what can expect. Even though the center doesn't go over, you're still going to get some pretty strong squalls here, across the southeast. But sometimes these aren't any worse than a strong afternoon thunderstorm. So, because if it's only a tropical storm, then other than the Keys, definitely have some weather going downhill, but that will all be determined how strong it is. So Miami is slowly getting out of the extreme stuff, right? So, but obviously we got a lot of fans up here. They're the ones that have to really worry because hurricane, and this thing strengthens through the Gulf, it could be, like Hannah and Isaiah, it could sneak up and be, a little stronger hurricane. We saw the damage Isaiah did. So, other than the HMON and H4, we're not seeing any like rapid intensification. So that's good. And listen, I posted earlier. This little guy doesn't look like he's doing anything, but long range models at the end of the month, we're all four models are picking up on a wave that might make it across, and that's September. So get used to it. So the big story with this storm so far has been the shift west. I guess so far the lesson to be learned is we talked about it a lot, is these fronts this time of year, it was predicted to be a lot stronger and stick around longer. It's not. It's expected to get on out of here, and the high pressure is supposed to build in quick. So that was the original deal. The front was supposed to be strong, supposed to leave a weakness, supposed to pull Laura north, more coastal huggage through Florida. Maybe remember a couple of days ago, the Euro and GFS were showing an East Coast turn to the Carolinas again. But the models, underestimated that high pressure coming back in, and we've had this time of year that Bermuda high sometimes gets really strong, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that high pressure very strong, and so the effects of these two. Biggest question on the internet is, what are they going to do? Well, first off, I don't think anybody knows. They're going to be like a half a day apart. Or tracking, I'm thinking, but they could be close enough that they're going to be competing for energy. It's the craziest thing. The Fujiwara effect. Most of the Mets are just saying, no, they're not. They're not going to merge into one big massive storm. That seems to be the thinking. If anything, they just kind of move around each other a little bit. And that might be why we're seeing the NHC kick the curve a little bit. That was what the CMC was showing all along, was when our other system kind of comes down here and this one's here, they kind of rotate around each other. And it could be kicking this one a little bit more, to the west. So this is the unknown. There hasn't been two named storms in the Gulf ever. And Paul Delgado today, I was listening to the Bone 102.5, which I did my show again today. But Delgado was saying, since 1850, whatever, they started tracking, there hasn't been two named storms in the Gulf, and maybe, like he said, there has to be a reason why. Maybe climatology won't allow it, but all right. So let's look at all the models. I love looking at all the models. So we'll look at all the latest models, and then we'll show you the big bad HMON, HWRF. So far, most everybody's discounting the HMON and HWRF because it's kind of the outlier. My only point I keep wanting to make is that A, they've been very consistent, and B, they've done very well with Hannah and Isaiah. Land interaction is everything, though, because they're showing Laura going a little bit north of the islands, avoiding the big land interaction. So land interaction with Hispaniola is everything, but the HMON and HWRF did very good with Isaiah and Hannah, so I'm not discrediting that possibility. So I'll show that to you. But they are going in that same path. Keys, northwest. All right, so let's look at all these models really fast. This is tropicaltidbits.com. We love them. So here we go. GFS, boom. Close to the Keys, 1001. Weak TD 14, and they both go off kind of in the same general direction. What I find fascinating, though, is this. They're talking about a strong shear across the Texas coast up to landfall, and they're very confident about that. But it's amazing how it's not going to affect Laura. Julie! She's snoring again. She's going to kill me. Don't tell her I said that. So, hey, Don, how you doing? I got to go wake her up. Hang on a minute. Julie. Hey. I just woke her up. She has both. Oh shit! What was that? I just woke her up. That was karma. Yeah, she's snoring, man. People sneer. What's up, Carrie?
It was the dogs.
It was the dogs. Yeah, right. It was the dogs. The little dogs. All right. So here's the GFS. Like I said, so according to the GFS strengthening system, going into Louisiana, and 960, pretty deep. So that is something to watch. So again, Louisiana 964. That's the latest GFS. I mean, you got to assume these models are going to start getting a lot better because we're within a few days window, and they're getting fed all this Hurricane Hunter information. So eventually, the models are going to start agreeing on intensity. Track is almost exact. I mean, they've all see this high pressure up here. Almost all the models very confident that this high pressure is going to remain, driving our systems this way. That is the common denominator. Before, we were looking at high pressure, never making it that far, and the systems are going to, curve a little earlier. But models are confident now. All right, so here's your latest Euro. And I got a little pointer. I can't get rid of my pointer. There we go. All right. And here's your Euro. So we got, Middle Texas, tropical depression, 14. Looks like a tropical storm right there. And then slowly deepens, same exact spot, middle Louisiana. Where's Whitney at? Whitney, are you a hurricane magnet up there, buddy? So there's two models. Timing again, this is Wednesday morning on the Euro, and GFS is Wednesday morning here. So Wednesday, obviously, that's still 5 days away. A lot can change. I think it seems quicker because we have our other system about a day ahead. So there's Tuesday morning, Tuesday. All right, so that was Euro. Euro predicting a little weaker system than the GFS, but same path. A little bit of weaker system here too. So both are showing a weaker. This is back to the original thing we were always saying. So far the models are showing a little weaker tropical depression 14, a little bit stronger Laura. So there's that. Let's look at the latest CMC. Haven't looked at they have a 12Z. All right, 12Z. This is Monday morning, nearing the Keys. Monday morning. It's always been the case. I'm not even going to show mountains right now because they haven't got fed the new hurricane position yet, so we're just going over what they think. So the CMC does the same thing. Tropical depression 14, nothing. Kind of steals the energy. That's the true Fujiwara effect there. Weaker system kind of gets absorbed into the stronger system, and it shows a little deep in the system right there. This is more Mississippi, Alabama, more Mississippi, Louisiana state line. So again, tightly clustered, upper Gulf, high pressure. And eventually it's going to turn and bring that moisture later in the week for the East Coast. But that's interesting. All right, so Navy model has been very consistent. Do they have 18Z out yet? Nope, 12Z still out. So here's the Navy. We showed this earlier, I think. But it's showing TD14 going more north and our other system hugging. And it's always been a little bit more to the east. So there's the Navy model for you. This definitely the extreme as far as motion goes, but hey, you never know. You go to Trouble Tidbits here, and we got another little guy. I don't think that's the Navy model, but actually the Navy model's on this one too. We can go look. Did they update it yet? No, I don't even know which one that is. But there are a few outliers. Okay, so we showed you all those. All right, so that's, we got a good sense, right? Let's look at the icon real quick. It's been pretty consistent on showing that same eastern look. And it's showing a little faster moving system, more up north to Louisiana. And doesn't do anything with our second. Well, it kind of does something to it. But so the Navy and the icon are farther east on our first system. And it's not doing anything with that one, so, and it's developing it a little bit. So, we're seeing we're seeing that pattern, and then we got to go look at the UK, and then we'll look at the HWRF and HMON. It's always fun to look at the models, right? So yeah, North Carolina. Listen, you never say never, but there's there's 0.182% that North Carolina gets a direct hit. How's that? I'll drink a Bud Light seltzer. Well, I don't need to be bribed for that. All right, so let's take a look at the UK real quick, and then we're going to go look at the big bad HWRF, HMON. Then we're going to switch our focus to LoRa. And so here's the big bad UK. I give them props, I have a lot of British friends, actually. So anyway, here we go. So the UK still the oddball again, showing no development. Well, not the oddball. That's kind of the trend. And then a weak system going into Louisiana. So that's good news for Louisiana, weaker system. But so mainly we got four models saying Texas, Louisiana. And most of the models are saying a weaker 94, unfortunately, than LoRa. LoRa. So we got, there's LoRa. All right, let's go look at the big bad ones, and then we'll talk about. So I haven't even really finished these yet. So here's the HWRF. We'll leave it on the rain version. So the HWRF on Tropical Tidbits shows a clip on the Yucatan, goes right through the gap. See, that keeps it a little intact. Then it just strengthens it. This is 14 as it goes north. It'll be hard to see, but there you go. There's Louisiana. A little weaker this time. That's good. That's a little more realistic. Very realistic. That's good to see on this one at least. 998. So there's Louisiana. Timing here would be Monday night into Tuesday morning. It's a little quicker, but there you go. Monday evening hours, just offshore. But it's the extreme. The NHC makes you think it's going. So it's not 100%. I mean, the NHC doesn't even have that part of Louisiana the cone. So I'm surprised that they didn't. I'm surprised they didn't leave the cone out. But anyway, there's HWRF. So the very extreme outlier for Louisiana as far as the first storm. Remember, just because 14 doesn't mean it's coming to you. LoRa could be. So that's not good. All right, so let's go to HMON. Show you 14, and we'll just get an idea where it ends up. A little stronger, 980. No, it is a lot stronger. And then brings it straight up to Louisiana again. So, and it's a little stronger, 970, 980. So HMON, HWRF going straight north, almost outside the NHC box. Not in the cone. So if the NHC at 11 doesn't adjust your cone, then you could throw these out the window. But still got to show them if you're in Louisiana. This is the first storm. This would be Monday morning that we could see. And you can see all that rain. Look at all that rain. And we can widen this one up. Well, I don't think we can do precip, can we? Oh, shoot. What the heck? No. Just to see how the the east side would be more weighted, heavy weighted. Actually, man, I'm making it way through my Mountain Dews, by the way. So we have a question. Okay, well, Shelly, all right. So you're probably just talking about Landmass Hype Master. That's me, Cindy. The upper Gulf Coast with surge. I mean, it's really just going to depend on how strong the system is. I mean, Category 1 hurricane. I have a lot of great links on the site here. They're going to start getting updated, but I have some direct links here. Surge Potential has a good site. You can click on it, and you can basically get an idea on Category 1, Category 2 storms, what you could possibly see with the backfeed of your creeks and stuff. So I don't know where the legend is on this one, though. I don't know if I like this one that much because it doesn't. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow, you got all kinds of layers. Look at this. Oh, man, you can have a lot of fun. It's an adult toy. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, I just learned something new. So, all right, let me rewind here. All right, so underneath the Sierra, now the Sierra map is great because it updates in real time with the N8C cones. Um, hasn't really started updating that far out yet. So it'll be a great tool in a couple days. But this other one is pretty cool. So right underneath it, it says Surge Potential. Hit Get Started. And over here, I never even seen this. There's a little settings button. And you click on it, and you can check Storm Surge. And then you can change on here what category we got, which is awesome. So, for example, so here's category 1. And there is a legend here with the colors, which this is a cool site, man. You got to go check out this guy's webpage, Mike's weather page. He's got a lot of cool stuff on there. Even he doesn't know what he's got on there. But anyway, so you can change a cat. And what's interesting, you go from cat 1 to cat 2, you get a lot more. And this does go into your lakes, so hopefully that answers your question. But it's all going to be dependent on the track, obviously, and the strength. But, you can get a what-if scenario with this place. So I like it. And then this map will be going live soon enough, and we'll start to see impacts on all your little bayous and stuff. So that's all going to determine on the strength and the final track. All right, so we did the HWRF on, did we do them both? Yeah, we did them both. All right, so there you go. So, yeah, other than the HWRF and HMON, most of the models are keeping this actually a little weaker than, this is the first system, Tropical Depression 14, but a lot of the models showing this weaker. Just the HMON and Navy and HWRF showing it stronger. But again, I mean, the HMON and HWRF were doing that, and the NHC ain't buying it. So they're standing the ground. They're like, nope, not going to buy into that this time. So, all right, so let's talk about the other system we got. Let's go back. Let me close some windows. Let me see what you guys are saying. The big high pressure winds. Misty, the storm surge isn't going to change because the storm surge is attached to the center of a storm. So the first system, if it's a little weaker, it's going to create its own storm surge. The water, it'll recede back. I mean, the next system is going to be pushing its own water. So they're not going to be close enough, I don't think, to make any difference. It'll be your normal storm surges that you see. I mean, you'll start looking at things like high tides and stuff with moon cycles. I haven't really looked at any of that yet, but the two won't make it like worse, if that's your question. Hey Lisa, was that your image? I believe we can look at your image. Well, let's look at the rest of the models, and I'll find your image. So, all right. So now let's talk about Laura. Let's look at Laura. Laura is. Did we show Laura? We already did Laura. We just saw all the models. I did all the models. Oh, we didn't do the HWRF on Laura. That's what I'm waiting on. All right, so the HWRF on Laura on 13. This is Laura. We're going to jump right to Laura. These just came out. 18Z. So here's what we got. Passing a little north of Puerto Rico. Still could have some rains though. Damn it! What did I do here? Stop it! Gotta go back. Go back to Laura. All right, so we can click rains, which is great. So here's a look at rains. Obviously, you're getting pounded with rains down in the Virgin Islands and all our little islands down there. And then there's Puerto Rico, heavy rain. This would be Saturday. The eye goes just to your north. And basically, kind of hard to see all this, but it's going through the Bahamas, misses a lot of the island. This would be a strengthening system if it misses all the big land masses. So it's riding north of some models, and strengthens it. Still brings it right into the Keys, South Florida. This is not a forecast, but it's enough that if you're in the Keys, pay attention. I mean, the Keys jut out enough that even a pass to your west, like I was saying, you're still going to get these bands. And these bands are going to start developing no matter what, you know. And I was on a radio show today in Miami and reminded them that, you know, you're going to get, even if the storm passes, you know, here, we're still going to get squall lines rolling in. And, you know, they'll be the same as a severe afternoon thunderstorm, but they can produce water spouts and street flooding and, you know, isolated tornadoes. And, you know, that's reality. So that's Monday. So Monday for sure, it's a day to watch down in South Florida. This is nearing Monday morning right here. And, you know, it's pretty rough. So the only problem with this H-WRF, it's the worst case scenario model. We're still getting some outer bands in Florida. This is on overnight Monday, Tuesday. So, yeah, I'm glad I put the radar map up. But the H-WRF shows, you know, we can get some of these bands coming in off the Gulf. And that's not unheard of. So even an offshore skirt can produce nasty weather here across the West Coast Monday and Tuesday as it scoots by. But, you know, there we go. It goes up and hits just east of Louisiana, Mississippi. That's pretty strong. So let's hope that's not right. But it's, you know, really strong. It's the only one showing it. So that's good. But I got to put it out there. Remember when Michael was showing it this strong, we had like 4 out of 5 models were showing it. It was a lot more confident. So it's kind of the outlier right now. So let's look at the HMON. Let's see how close it is to the H-WRF. And we will see. So it does a little more land hugging. Let's rewind it here. Show Puerto Rico. There's Puerto Rico. So this is Puerto Rico tomorrow. So there you go. This is tomorrow, Saturday, Puerto Rico. Lots of rain. Big rain threat for you guys down there. I'm sure you know. But power outages on the last system were terrible. So it's, you know, you're gonna have your big rains and some squally weather, no doubt. But passes kind of close, kind of through Hispaniola a little bit through Cuba. So it keeps it in check. There's Key West going a little bit more to the west, 977. Then we just see a slow ramp up. Well, this one's even stronger. What the hell? That ain't good. And it kind of turns it towards Texas-Louisiana line. That's interesting. There's Louisiana. So those 2 models are off the chains, man. They've been drinking way too many Bud Light seltzers. We need a. Hopefully they're wrong, right? I keep saying they were right during, you know. Do I see it possible? Heck, well, listen, if it misses all land and all the land interaction, you know, we know these things can blow up, but right now it doesn't have much structure. So these are the extremes. So let's not get too panicky on that. Some of your intensity models are verifying that the average thinking is a slow motion up to category 1. And there are a couple saying 2. You know, but, you know, the general feeling is it'll slowly develop. And that is why the folks in the upper Gulf need to watch close and have that hurricane plan in place. So here's your latest WeatherNerds.org satellite. We'll leave this run. Not the most impressive looking storm by any means, but it is getting a little blow up of convection, and it's been fascinating to watch the center keep relocating. Now we got another heavy burst here tonight, right around the 16-degree mark, and the latest fix was wrong storm. I hate tracking 2 storms. Makes me want to drink with each hand. So the last fix was 16.8. So, you know, This is roughly where center is, but we're still getting a blow up to the south. So doesn't really change much, except if it slows down, I mean, I was listening to some National Weather Service guys talking, and just different things. I mean, it's going to have a weakness eventually. So I mean, if it relocated, was that the 2 p.m. I was looking at? That was 8 p.m. So that was that. Whoops, wrong one. All right, 16:08. That was 8 p.m. 16:08. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even look at it. So it's actually up here. So that convection's really to the south and to the east a little bit, but anyway, what they were saying, this thing goes south. I mean, we could have a whole different set of parameters. More. Could miss more land. It could slow down. It could feel this turn a little bit. That's what the NAC was saying. The turn is coming, but at this, you can't go wrong in that 3-day cone. So no big changes expected. This thing ain't going to turn up to the East Coast, so it's got to develop before anything. And right now, it's not the best looking system in the world, for sure. And it's right here, very, very weak signature, even on the windy map here. You can see a little circulation. But the mid-level has always been like wacky. There's that mid-level way back here. So right somewhere around here is the center. About right there, that's what the NHC is saying. So right here, let's say. And then 500 millibar. Usually you want it to be stacked, and it's not. So it's and it's running, it's moving fast. I think it's 21 miles an hour. No, it slowed down 17. So now it's in that stage. It can start. But anyway, I don't know. So I hope that makes sense. Makes sense, right? So we see a shift to the west. Let me show you real quick. I saw this on a lot of models today. Of course, if you look at the Global Tropics Hazards map here, which comes out every week, they're showing the week is August 26th to September 1st. We could have another wave, and I'm sure they're picking up on this little guy. I think we're gonna have a little break for a week or two, which would be great. Or a week. Well, I can't say a week or two. I'm talking like a couple days. But down the road, look, this little guy, 8 days from now, kind of stays together. And the GFS is showing it almost in the exact same spot. Right there. And then the CMC is kind of showing it. Same spot. You can see it right there. So, when you get the big three showing it early on, then that could be our next spot to watch. That would be Saturday, a week from Saturday. That'd be a week from tomorrow. Long way away. Long. So let me say hey to some people. Rally. Hey, Missy. What's up, Ashley? Port Richey, Pasco. Jennifer, we're just going to get an occasional squall line here. Monday night they could start going into Tuesday. So depending on how close it passes, the farther down you go, the more chance we're going to see these squalls be something to worry about. So I mean, if it does develop, a lot of the models are showing development. NHC is somewhere right here on the cone. Well, I can show you the cone. This is a cool map. It's got it. We can look at the cone. There's a cone. All right, let's zoom in. This is a Zoom meeting. I just zoomed in. So anybody in this cone, remember, anybody in the cone, the center can pass by you. So, but there's Key West. It is a little bit to the west of Key West. We have a lot of fans that live in Key West. And the only thing that concerns me is that HMON and HWARF are a little bit stronger out of all these models. So we can't stop showing that as a possibility. But again, as this thing passes by, we're going to have, squally weather coming around, and that's going to continue all the way up. Even if the center's here, we're going to see these storms really start to push in under the West Coast. So, there'll just be squally tropical rain bands. Surge can be an issue. Not high surge, but rip currents and a couple feet above normal. Nothing nothing like that worst case scenario that I was talking about that we could see if this thing would have, all along it was going to do this curve. It's just now it's later. But, the worst case for Tampa and where I live or anybody lives is this thing would have done this and then done that. And at one time it was. That's because the high pressure was going to be littler. Now it's bigger. So it was going to be a Hunter high pressure. Now it's a Louis high pressure. And that's what changes. This is the only thing that's kind of confusing a little bit is the H-Mon and H-Wharf are going more north on, and the stronger system goes north. And that's exactly what the National Weather Service reminded tonight in their little chats. A stronger system here would have more of a natural pull north. So, the H-Wharf and H-Mon are strong, so in a stronger system. But the NHC is confident that we're going to see a lot of shear here, and it's going to weaken as it approaches. We got a hurricane here, and I think they have 60 mile an hour here. But again, shear forecast, I see them wrong way more than right. And just to remind you, Tropical Storm Hannah was supposed to be 45 miles an hour. It ended up pretty strong little hurricane, and same with Isaias. So just got to look at all the possibilities, watch it in real time. Right. There's Whitney. We were talking about you, Whitney. Hey, Ron Lund, big shout out. Thanks, buddy. Cheers. Don, I don't know. How do you say it? Are they already giving me a hard time? Well, first off, I live in Florida. I want to know what the autocorrect. I don't have my auto thing on. I'm wondering how it spells when I say rally. I wonder what auto captions do. Lisa, yeah, you're kind of stuck in the middle. But let's go back to Laura. I mean, Laura. I feel like we went through Laura too quick. I don't know. We kind of showed all the models, but so just real quick, I'm going to buzz through them real quick. But see, Laura, and the timing there is Wednesday night. There's Laura, Wednesday night. This is Wednesday morning. So Wednesday. CMC, a little bit faster, like Tuesday night. So, you get the idea there. This is for Laura. This is not 14. And the Navy is the most extreme, showing Panhandle. So, you usually throw away the outlier. But we do have, the potential for hurricane. And it is in the forecast. Hurricane hitting the upper Gulf. Let me show you this little map. We'll leave it at that. That's really all we got. So there's your official Laura cone from the NHC. That's the second system. This is the system that's over by the near in Puerto Rico, down by the Virgin Islands. So this is the one that's going to be more Wednesday of an impact. Looking likely for a hurricane. Hey, Joan, worst case scenario for the Panhandle. Well, here, center line here, you're still going to get nasty weather here. So as long as you're in that cone, that cone, they expect you can have shifts. So, again, that's what they were talking about with the west coast of Florida. Even if it takes a path like that, let's say, Ziggy, look at that, what the hell? I mean, I was like a hurricane hunter flying around. My stucker's stuck. My little pointer's stuck. No, now it's back. All right. Calm down. We got this. So, a little more turn to the north like that obviously impacts more here with squalls. That's all. Tropical squalls, So don't think we're not going to have some rough weather Monday night in Tuesday along the west coast of Florida. But, you know, again, most of the models are pointing up. So, you know, there you go. Just we got to keep watching the HMON, H-Wharf. No matter what, Louisiana definitely is in the mix between all the storms. History making. So you guys talking about Raleigh? Really? Raleigh? There's our girl Erin Jackson, the boater of the group, right? Hey, Rob Task. I got a buddy named Robert Trask. There's Braxton. What's up, Brax? Hey, Heather. What's up? Any changes I expect to see at 11? I can't see 14 taking any more west down into Texas. Not with the not with, I think the NHC needs to slide the cone up a little bit for or not bend 14 as much. As far as Laura goes, I think the cone's about right. I think intensity, again, is going to be a huge question. If it did take a little bobble here, this might come down some. So, it's pretty cut and dry. That's why they have this cone. I mean, even if they just did the exact same path and just shifted it, that you're looking at that. So that's not a huge change of track. All it does do is potentially, if it went below the islands and below Cuba, stronger system could end up in the same exact spot because it's going to be a stronger system. It's going to respond more to the weakness and get pulled up to the north a little bit. So, I think Laura is really close. I think the high pressure is locked in, and all the models are showing it. So the confidence is pretty high on this high pressure. Like I say, it's impossible to predict high pressure too many days out, but now we're within 4 or 5 days, and really start to lock into that high pressure. And there it is. So all right, we'll do the same time stamp. So here's your Tuesday high pressure on the CMC, Euro high pressure, and GFS high pressure. So fairly great confidence that this is not going to turn and hook into the peninsula. The only scenario of that happening would be if it's somehow really slowed down now and, turn later, or it would end up being later because it would be slower here. And then, as the high is always kind of going to be there. So high is pretty strong. I don't really see a weakness. So yeah, I'm pretty confident on that. Intensity is a big question. I'm still wondering why the mid-levels haven't stacked up yet. The mid-level vorticity should be here, and it's way down here, and that's where the thunderstorms are tonight. So the center is actually technically on the other side of the islands, and it's showing up. We'll go to Weather Nerds here and look, but you can see, so the center is actually somewhere around here. Let me make sure that looks right on my drawing. Let's see. That's about right. Yeah, it's about right. Close enough. So your center's about here. And all this convection is way here. So odd. So that's my big question mark. Center here. Mid-level spin here, which you can see. There's our low-level fix from the NHC. But then we got all this mid-level spin behind it. And looking at Weather Nerds here, you can see that. Interesting. I got a Hurricane Hunter data too. You can go check them out. I don't have the hard link on there, but Hurricane Hunters, I got it right here. Sandwiched between the satellite here, Weather Nerds. You can go to Hurricane Hunters and see what they're looking at out there. Look at that. They're flying. And they're seeing a low level circulation still there. You can see the islands right here. There's your islands right here. But there's where they might fix it. They haven't checked out over here yet. So what is over there? What is this doing? You know. So let's say what could happen if the center relocated even farther to the south and to the west or east. We could get the turn a little sooner, possibly. Stronger system stays below the mountains. And actually, the dude from the National Weather Service said it tonight, 2 days. He said, well, say a little farther to the south, could have a little more time to develop. Stronger systems get pulled up. So, you know, we just watch these things in real time, man. Right. All right. Okay. Shear, definitely. So the fascinating thing to me, too, by the way, is this. So we have this big dip currently in the atmosphere. Jet stream. It's like this. Whoom, like that. Creating a ton of wind shear. And it's zooming. So the NHC talks about why they don't TD14. They said they have no idea why TD14 hasn't formed yet. It's got a low level circulation, but it has no convection by the top. And you know, being so close to this shear, it's got to be affecting it. Again, we can go back out and you can see it really well on Weather Nerds, Weather Nerds, and you can see it, and it's expected to pull out. Let's just let this run. It's kind of like an upper level low. You can see it very well here. You can see, man, I got to learn to erase my little guys. I wonder what I was thinking yesterday. Well, that was today. It was a different map. All right. So here's that little low, and you can see the instability here coming down around, pumping all this moisture. It's been a crazy couple days here in Florida. Look at that flow. The flow is all the way coming out of the Yucatan right now. So that's expected to pull on out of here, and that's going to leave a window of opportunity for TD14. Water's hot, loop eddies, all that stuff. But see, right now it's got to be affecting it somehow. I just don't think they know why. They said that they said it's a mystery. The NHC. So when I see words like that, NHC says it's a mystery. I'm like, the tropics, man. They always they never disappoint. You know, it's nobody knows. All right, so let's look at the long-range shear forecast. We'll look at the upper level. I like this one. This is the wind barb one. So going forward, here's our little system. You can see that shear right there. Actually, this is it. So there's our TD14. And we're getting strong winds still blowing. This is the shear. You can see it on Levi's site. So it's expected to run into a wall of shear. Now, dry air is not a factor. Mike, it's just a Google. Shelly found it for me. It's a Google. Just a Google extension. So, hey, Jerry Coe, Noah was flying into the Gulf. He saw it. Awesome. Lots of tropical moisture, Robin. Correct. It's crazy, isn't it? You got that tropical feel, man. It's awesome. But there is shear ahead, so that you know, and this is what I wanted to see because now I understand. I didn't even really care to look, but now I did with you guys. But there's a shear expected to affect. So even though we might have a hurricane here, you know, the NHC is expecting this. makes sense why the HWRF and HMON are saying it's going to be strong, because that shear is going to be off to the west. So it makes you wonder why it's going to head over there. I still think the NHC is doing that little Fujiwara thing and just figuring this is going to kick off this way as this one comes up. Because they put a strong curve here at the last second tonight. So shear makes sense, right? Shear. This is on Tuesday. And then, shear relaxes. So we're not going to have shear here. Doesn't last long. That's like the last little piece of what we see now. It's going to get pushed off. And so low shear ahead for Laura. All right, what else we got? Channel 10. Family in Puerto Rico are freaking out, Bernie. Well, it's going to be a, squally tropical storm, no doubt. Looks like a lot of rain. We can look at some rain estimates for Puerto Rico. Let's do that. I haven't looked at really much any rain forecast yet. We can look at it. Let's look at, I guess, just the Euro. Did we have a Puerto Rico one? I don't know where he would have it. Never looked for one since they've changed the site. There's Philippines. Middle East, no. Wrong part of the world. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if they got a Puerto Rico estimate. We got Puerto Rico radar. I need to add that to the site. We'll go take a look at that. So anyway, all right, let's see. Well, the closest I can get would be, I guess, Southwest Atlantic. I gotta find a better one than that. This is gonna be tough to see, but I mean, definitely, you're gonna have inches of rain, no doubt about it, all the way through Hispaniola. Look at that. This is the rain map. As it goes through Cuba. So rains for everybody through the Caribbean here. And we can I got to put this up here so I don't forget, Puerto Rico radar. So we do have Puerto Rico radar we can check out. Right there. Oh, not found. How can that be found? It's not found on the National Weather Service website. Look. Where'd your radar go? Is it offline? Puerto Rico. There it is. Not the loop, though. There we go. That's weird. I got to tell them their link's messed up. All right, so anyway, here's Puerto Rico. So you're already starting to see it. Long range works, short range isn't working. There we go. So just, you can see the spiraling rains coming in. Let's see. Man, my chat's frozen. Great. Always does this 1 hour in. I see some. Yeah, so let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, yeah, great source. Here is Casper and Kay's site. I have them linked here for them on the page. International Meteorology Database, and you can see all the great links here they put together for all the basins, Atlantic, and we can start to see some radars. Good stuff. So we'll be seeing Haiti. I don't know. There's Haiti. Well, yeah, Puerto Rico. I knew, yeah, so National Weather Service. And then we got Dominican Republic. Let's see what they got on there. The problem with some of these countries, the radars go down. And they don't get them. And you got to know Mexican. I think this one's radar, though. I looked it up one time. I took 2 years of Spanish. If that's even Spanish, hell, I don't know. If it's not, then I really feel like an idiot. More than I normally am, right? All right, so anyway, let's see what else we're talking about. Hey Shelly, Houston. Let's just leave it on one map that shows where everything's going. Then I'll just finish off by reading everybody's stuff. And remember, brand new seltzers are out. New flavors. You can get them at ABC. I think one of them was I didn't even open the pack yet. Cranberry, I think. I don't know. There's three new flavors. They tricked you and put strawberry in there. So all right, we'll zoom in and just see what you got. So I see a lot of people from Houston. It's going to be weakening. That's good. Another thing too, it's not really going to slow down. So we're not seeing any Harvey type setup with this yet, or never have. Don't expect it. It's supposed to be weakening. Strong shear coming down from the north, which is good. We just verified that, so I can see that shear. The Houston's in the cone. Louisiana's in the cone. Louisiana, this cone stops, but it should go all the way here. For some reason, this map doesn't extend the 5-day cone, but you get the idea. The 5-day cone's right here. So definitely Louisiana's got 2 cones. Who in the world would have thought that ever happened? Frenchie named Louis? Oh my God, no. Lisa, don't make me sue. Jessica, looping around to where? I don't know what I said. Looping. What did I say? I don't know. So, like you say, it's so a lot. I got to fix that. And Shelly, we tried to do MWPs. Next year, I promise I'll have it hashtag. There's Tammy Kent. What's up, Tammy? I know you're working with Phil. Tammy's a long time supporter of the page. So we appreciate that. So anyway, what's cooking out? Is anything else? Let me see if I see any more questions. So hard tracking 2 systems. This little guy is not the one the Euro was showing, by the way. The one that we're talking is still way over here. So we'll have a few days of break, hopefully. But no, we won't have a few days of break, because the time this one gets here, then our new one's going to be coming off of here. Can't we just have a break? See you, Bill. Oh, the wave. 14, take the path of Hannah. Yeah. I don't know. No. I think the only thing, the big. All right. So here's the big. All right. So if we could do this, we could say what is inaccurate with this. Like, all right. So this is the official forecast. 100% official. Let's say, what if this isn't official? All right. Things that this isn't showing. This will be a new segment. Things that the cone isn't showing. It's not showing a lot of models are dissipating our system. That's a fact. A lot of the models aren't doing a lot with it, and it could be in response to that shear up ahead. Strong shear Tuesday, Wednesday. That's going to end up moving this way. So that's going to allow Laura to have a better environment. So the only thing the NHCs, so I guess my only question marks are going to be the H-Mon and H-Wharf going straight north, basically, and being a stronger system. That's really it. The ensembles, let's look. We haven't looked at ensembles yet. So that's the question mark on 14. Stronger, more to the north, or just north of the NHC center line. Put it to you that way. The H-Mon and H-Wharf aren't cutting it straight into lower tip of Texas. Put it to you that way. So there's your Euro. Still spread everywhere. Very low confidence on the Euro. The black line is the mean of all the ensembles. So back to your Hannah question, the Euro says yes. Never say never. But it's not in the cone. The GFS kind of split. Stronger system north. that's kind of like the H-Mon, H-Wharf. Majority of them have it shifting and limping out. Interesting. And there's your main spaghetti models, which doesn't take into account only the GFS and the Euro. So, and look at that turn. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, my hashtag game is terrible. And hey, I gotta thank all the Facebook or YouTubers, man. We're growing over there. It's awesome. But look at this little turn. So these are the 00Zs. These just came out. Look at that. So take away the H-Mon and H-Wharf to go here. You know, we are seeing this little turn to the west. And what's interesting, it's slowing down a little bit. So, could be a little more of a rain event. Well, it's always going to be a rain event. But, interesting. Look at that turn. That's crazy. And guaranteed it's all response of Laura. Could be doing a little Fujiwara bounce like the magnets we showed. Look at that. Hi. All right, so those are, they're still trending. This is Travel Depression 14. Models are picking up on a turn and a little slowdown. I'll have to point that out. Well, let me post it. We didn't do our Facebook posting today, so let me do my Facebook Live posting. And then I'll try to read some more comments. I got my chat working back again. They are expecting shear and weakening before landfall on 14, yes. Okay, so latest 00 double James Bond. Let's see, latest spaghetti models. This is where I got to really slow down and type because my fingers are hurting. Spaghetti models on TD14 from tropicaltidbits.com. Little more support for that little turn west with some slowdown. Shear still expected coming in from the north and west, expected to weaken prior to landfall. Need to note the H-Wharf, H-Mon, stronger and more north. I'll put northish. It gets me out of trouble by saying north. I like that word ish. I put ish on a lot of things. Spaghetti model. All right. Latest 00Z spaghetti models on TD14 from Travel. A little more support for that little turn west with some slowdowns. Shear still expected coming in from the north and west. Expected to weaken prior to landfall. Need to know the age of cool. And we live. All right. Oh, I forgot the hashtag again. Jesus crackers. All right, so we got that one. Let's look at the latest 00. This will be good. Zero. We'll look at the latest 00Z. Oh, they're not out yet either, are they? 18Z. Nope. They are out. Look at that. Looks like they adjusted a little south of Puerto Rico now. So it's interesting. We've always saw this turn coming, right? But what's interesting is now watching 14 turn the other way. It's like they're splitting the gap. They're making a palm tree. It's a palm tree hurricane tropical fruity drink. All right. But seriously though, we got to really worry about the upper Gulf midweek. And some of the models had it getting there even earlier. So, no joke for those folks. Timing, again, Tuesday. Tropical storm force winds can start showing up Monday night. Let's verify that because they all blend together. Or Monday. See, I said Monday night. That was for 14. I told you, as soon as 14 needs to get named because I can't distinguish a storm by keep calling it a number. Midweek. So I was right up to that. I said midweek. Midweek landfall. Wednesday, landfall possible. So, tropical storm force winds Tuesday night. There's 8 a.m. So, Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon. So, Tuesday afternoon, likely we'll start to see, squall lines coming in Tuesday night. And with the landfall expected midweek. And then, of course, this all depends what happens down here. If it slows down a little bit, but we'll have a new track at 11. It's always great to see new tracks. Let me shut down some stuff here. All right, so let me post that other one, I guess, when we're done. Look at that little sucker. It looks like a little stingray or something. That's all the tropical storm force wind percentages. And, they are clipping a big chunk of the Keys still, So yeah, Whitney, you're gonna be reporting live from us, man, with your blob shirt on, and you're gonna be out there in the Mississippi, getting it on, right? Newscasters, what do you got? All right, yeah, Corey, I know, man. I showed the HMON. Oh, they did change the intensity models, didn't, huh? Oh yeah, boom, Cat 5. Holy crap! What the hell, man? What the hell is he smoking? So let's discount these two guys. We still got a few, category 1 and 2 here inching. So I do think there's that chance that the Gulf system, you get anything in the Gulf, but it's got to organize first. Right now, it's not really organizing all that well. That's for TD or Laura. TD. All right. The wind squall post. All right, tree. There you go. Yeah. No, there's a. Is that what you're talking about? When you might see the winds? It's good. Josh, I never do, buddy. What do you got? I can't read them. I only see like 4 at a time. Sorry. But now I got nothing to do. I've covered everything, so tell me what you got. I'll do what you do. Carolinas, Karen, you're going to get the backside of it. You'll probably get rains later in the week. Thursday, Friday. I'm sure your rain chances are up. So our system's going to curve back around. And it won't be organized here, but the core of it will come back, and you'll see rain. Whitney, you're right. It doesn't have any core right now. It looks terrible on the vorticity maps. It's got zero alignment. So it's hard to get going when it's not aligned. So, Eileen, Clearwater Beach. Well, you're gonna have we'll have squally weather coming in off the Gulf, and well, that's the wrong storm. God, I hate tracking 2 storms, especially when they're both in the Gulf. They look alike after a while. But so Tuesday's definitely the rougher day here on the West Coast, like where I live. That's the day I'll be storm chasing. Hopefully me and Phil. So here's, Tuesday, 2 p.m. So the squalls, 2 p.m. Monday. I mean, the timing is important to note here. 2 p.m. Monday. meaning when it's down here, we'll start to see squalls overnight Monday. So we'll start to see, nasty weather overnight Monday night, Sunday, Monday night. We'll start to see squalls coming in on even into Miami northward. It's not unheard of. And then Tuesday out, as we're here in Naples, this is Tuesday morning. We'll see more. And then, of course, afternoon Tuesday is when we'll see, daytime heating. You add that in the mix. Tuesday, we could have some stormy squalls here across the state of Florida on Tuesday, no matter where the system sets up. So it won't be a great beach day. Yep, Jeanette, no shrimp. No more shrimp. I got the famous shirt from the sandbar. And if the fireman that got me this shirt, I don't remember your name, man. I'm terrible with names. So message me or message Shelly, and I'll hook you up with some swag because he bought the shirt for me. And Phil got one too. Pensacola is not out of the woods yet. Not at all. You're still on the dirty side. So even, you got to remember, even if this thing is, some of the models are showing Cat 2 now. So if this thing is here, we're going to have some nasty weather still. Obviously, the core of the system is, small, but anybody on the east side, you can't focus on the center line. You got to remember, when you draw the center, the effects here are greater than the effects here. The west side is usually not as intense because you got all this dry air coming around and it just weakens and you don't really have the energy coming up from the land. So the west side's typically weaker than the east side. So that's why Key West can still have a pretty nasty Monday ahead for sure. So if you're down there Monday, there's no way you're going to be boating or doing anything outdoors. Hey, Megan. Well, yeah, I showed that a bunch. I see it too. I see the 500 millibar on Laura. Well displaced here from center, but the hurricane hunters are out there. They know best. But according to this, center's here. But the mid-level is like here. But that's what everybody's kind of wondering. You can't have unstacked systems. And that's what we got. So we'll check out the hurricane hunters and see what they found. I wonder if they're going to go down to that secondary blob here. This is where they need to go, in my opinion. And they will. They'll end up crossing. So, all right, Levi just did a video. Awesome. So I'll listen to that. Yeah, make sure you follow Levi, Tropical Tidbits. Puts out great videos. They're just, so they're pointing out the environment on Tuesday for Laura would be favorable. No shear. And there's Whitney. Hey, Whitney. How are you two places at once? Well, that was an hour ago. This was 8 minutes ago. Michael Ventris posted, not good for trends in tonight's model updates for Laura. HMON, we know, HWARF, and GFS predicting a strong hurricane. That must be the high resolution. Let's take a look. So, see, I'm not a hyper now. Let's see what the GFS did. We're just back to that common sense thing. If it doesn't... Oh, there it is, 988. Look at that. Oh, we just showed that. My God, it's like an hour ago we did that. But So, worst case scenario models. GFS showed that earlier. I forgot. That was like an hour ago. That was yesterday's news. That was an hour and a half ago. My God, it's at 9:30. So there's GFS. Here is even scarier. H-Wharf. That's Mississippi, Alabama line. And your H-Mon. Oh, we got one more model we can look at. This one's even more scary. This one goes a little bit more to the west, the H-Mon, but it's scary. Oh no. It adjusted. Louisiana. Which one was the west? Maybe. No. So anyway, there's three. Boom, boom, boom. Louisiana, very tight. And then the CMC. We haven't looked at the CMC high res yet, and it's showing 998. So, and that's right there. So I'm telling you, we gotta watch it. We gotta watch it. Just a couple days ago, a lot more models were picking up on LoRa. They just had it turning a little bit more into Florida, but that obviously got shifted a few miles. But yeah, Whitney, you're right, buddy. I'd be watching. It all depends what happens now and how fast it can develop. And there's a lot of land interaction. That's the one thing the NHC is counting, is how in the heck this thing can survive over all this. So, but we also know that 3 days out, there's been a lot of storms intensify a lot. So just because it has 3 days from here to here to here. Well, 2 days technically, 1 day, 2 day. But you get the drift, right? Get the drift. All right, well, as far as changes go, there really hasn't been a bunch, except the storm has slowly been meandering to the south. Originally, it was supposed to miss all the islands and kind of do this thing. So it's kind of been drifting south and west. So, hey, we got somebody from Jamaica. What's up, buddy? You might not get much out of this one. Hype button, Whitney. Yeah. Hey, somebody else is doing it for me. I don't have to do it. I don't have to worry about it now. Interesting. All right. Let's see if there's anything else real quick. So you got a lot of big-time Mets talking now about this potential track now farther south. Wow, these things really good. What the heck's up with that? So the Euro's saying, I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. But anyway, here's Ryan. He goes, concerning. It said, let's see, where was it? So Ryan Mayhew is a pretty good dude. I follow him. He's pretty smart. He says, a dramatic. Paul Delgado just said the same thing. Most models are showing an intensifying hurricane in the Gulf on Tuesday. But he said it's very concerning, Ryan Mayhew. So maybe the H-Wharf and H-Mon aren't wrong. I'm squeaking, sorry. Hey, Don, nothing's... Well, no, yes. So we got stuff coming off Africa. The one that's out there right now isn't going to do anything. It's the first of August or September. We should have one nearing the islands 9 days from now. Most models are picking up, and there's another one behind it. So we're going to get them. So there you go. Canadian model on LoRa. Yep, we can do that. Well, here's the high resolution version. A weaker system, but there's Louisiana, Mississippi. All right. Cool. Well, I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to get updated on the website. So, Yeah. Hey, there you go, Robin. That makes sense. Euro. What Levi said. The a Fujiwara sort of effect is Laura is pushing. We haven't said push in a while. Hey, Katie, Haley, stay safe. Thank you, guys. Blob stalkers. So yeah, the two storms could be pushing off of each other and pushing 14 more into Texas. I just did there, Joshua. Just did. I don't know if you're behind me or not, but we just read it on air. You read my mind, man. We connected. Yeah, Christopher, we don't want that to happen. Thanks, Timothy. Appreciate it, buddy. And I guess the Rays lost, by the way. They Toronto started knocking them in, man. Yeah, I saw that too, Joshua. And stronger. God, it's just, Paul Delgado was on the bone today, man, and he brought up a good point. He said this storm, nobody knows. That you can't get mad at anybody for saying anything because nobody knows, and the storms have done. They're just hard to predict, and when the models have no clue. So yeah, let's take a look at the latest Euro ensembles here on weather models. So apparently they must have just posted. This is a paid site. I get that email a lot. Where are they at? Well, are these 12Z or 18Z? Maybe they're 18Z. Here's 18Z. And, that's a big shift. Wow. So, yeah, man, I'm going to have to post that now, too. God, it's so confusing. I wish I could just hit the reset button. Start over. But this is Laura. And, quite a few of them are hurricane. So let me take a picture of that. Print screen. And we will go forward in time and you can just see, wow. So that's what we got to talk about now is the trend of this high pressure just continues to keep building. High pressures start to build, and you don't know when that bubble is going to peak. And the high pressure keeps pushing, giving our system more time. And we already seen there's going to be a little shear. There's a loop eddy over here, so crazy. Texas, pay attention. So the cone, listen, the almighty cone right here. Why is it not showing? Oh, it's not even showing Texas. What are they going to do about that one? When all the European ensembles are over here, what are they going to do? The NHC. Surely they're going to talk about it. Man, this is hard, man. I used to love confidence, but man, this stuff changes so fast this year. That's why we like doing this stuff, right? Whoever said Texas, I never say never, ever. But, all right, so in the short term, we got to watch what happens on there. So we'll see what the new fix is at 11. We'll see what they say. I guarantee they're going to talk about the Euro. They'll bring that up. They'll say a Euro. And they'll talk about the HMON and the HWRF, and they'll talk about the new GFS increasing speed. So get interesting. Still 5 days away. So, all right, cool. I'll try to do a 5-minute synopsis here, which people seem to like. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but anyway. All right, so listen, I appreciate everybody. You know, we got a good thing here. A lot of new supporters, and it's tough. Everybody's, amped up, anxious. But, we'll get through it. I'll show you all the variables, and hopefully made some sense out of it all, right? Crazy. All right, so I'm going to do my little update now and then go get some dinner. So thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jacqueline, for your seltzers. And, of course, thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, as always. So have a good night. Listen, we'll be live in the morning, 9:19 for sure. And I love my morning sessions. I always feel a lot more in tune with what's going on overnight. So we'll see you then, for sure. Tomorrow, Saturday. Glad I canceled my camping trip. See ya.